The fruits of the Spirit. Imagine this: you're standing in a lush garden, and before you lies a beautiful basket, carefully woven. You look inside, and it's filled with fruits, ripe, vibrant, full of color. These are no ordinary fruits, though. They are the fruits of the Spirit. Charity, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, meekness, temperance. Each one of these fruits holds the potential to change lives. Not just your own, but the lives of those around you. And the most amazing thing is this: against things like these, there is no law. No rule that can limit them. No restriction. These fruits are limitless, boundless, and they grow freely in hearts open to them. Today, we're going to take a journey together through each of these fruits. We'll explore their depths, reflect on their power, and find ways to make them a part of our own lives. So, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Before we delve into the individual fruits, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The fruits of the Spirit aren't just qualities we can check off a list. They're a way of being. A way of living that overflows from the heart. A way that doesn't conform to the world's expectations, but transcends them. You might be wondering, what does it mean to live by the Spirit? It means to live with intention. It means to cultivate a spirit of love, humility, and service. When we allow these fruits to grow in us, we become living examples of something far greater than ourselves. Think of them as seeds planted deep in the soil of your heart. With time, patience, and care, they will grow. But you need to tend to them, nurture them. Only then will they bear fruit that will nourish you and those around you. Charity. Let's start with charity. In today's world, charity is often reduced to a donation or an act of giving. And while giving is certainly a part of it, charity goes much deeper. Charity is love in action. It's the willingness to give not just your resources, but also your time, your compassion, and your heart. Imagine charity as a warm embrace. It's the hand you extend to someone in need, the smile you offer when words aren't enough. It's the energy that flows between you and others when you choose to love, even when it's hard. Have you ever had someone offer you an unexpected kindness? A gesture that seemed small in the moment but changed the course of your day? That is charity. It doesn't always have to be grand. It's the everyday moments that matter. It's seeing another person's need and responding, not from obligation, but from a place of deep, heartfelt compassion. Charity transforms. It doesn't just change the person you give to, it changes you too. Every time you choose charity, you become a little more connected to the greater good. Joy. Now let's talk about joy. There's a subtle difference between happiness and joy. Happiness comes from external circumstances. It's fleeting. But joy? Joy is a deep, soul-deep experience. It comes from within, and it doesn't depend on what's happening around you. Imagine joy as a sunrise. The sky is still dark, but the promise of light is already there, waiting to break through. Even on the darkest days, joy is available to us if we know how to tap into it. Think about the last time you truly felt joy. Not just happiness, but joy, the kind of joy that bubbles up from inside you, like laughter that you can't contain. Maybe it was a special moment with family. Or maybe it was something simple, like a walk in nature, or a moment of silence after a busy day. That's joy. It's an inner peace, a contentment with what is. What if we all chose joy every day? Not as a fleeting emotion, but as a state of being. It's not about avoiding the struggles or pretending everything is fine. It's about finding joy in the struggles, and allowing it to shine through, even in the hard moments. Peace. And then we come to peace. Ah, peace. It's something we all crave, isn't it? In a world that's constantly moving, constantly pulling us in every direction, peace can feel like a distant dream. But peace is not about the absence of noise or conflict. It's about the presence of stillness within. Imagine peace like a deep, still pond. On the surface, there may be ripples, but beneath, the water remains calm, serene, unshaken. That's the kind of peace we're talking about, peace that transcends circumstance. True peace comes from within. It's the ability to remain calm, even when everything around you seems chaotic. It's the wisdom to step back, breathe deeply, and know that everything will be okay, even if you don't have all the answers right now. What would it be like if you made peace your default setting? If you chose peace in every conversation, in every challenge, in every moment of uncertainty? Peace isn't about passive resignation. It's about active choice, a quiet strength that rises up in the face of adversity. Patience. Next, let's explore patience. In today's world, patience is becoming an endangered virtue. We live in an age of instant gratification, where everything is expected right now. But patience? Patience is a gift. And like any good gift, it takes time to unwrap. Think of patience like a tree. A seed is planted in the ground, and over time, with nurturing and care, it begins to grow. It doesn't rush. It doesn't demand instant results. It simply trusts that with time, it will become something beautiful. When we choose patience, we're choosing trust. Trust in the process. Trust in the timing of things. It's so easy to become frustrated when things don't happen on our schedule, but patience reminds us that everything has its season. Just like a tree must wait for the right moment to bear fruit, so must we. So, what if we could look at every delay, every moment of waiting, not as frustration, but as an opportunity to practice patience and trust? Kindness. Let's talk about kindness now. Kindness is often seen as a simple thing, yet it has the power to change lives. It's the small acts that add up to create a ripple of positivity in the world. Kindness is the smile you give to a stranger. It's the help you offer without being asked. It's the patience you show when you're tempted to rush. Think back to when someone showed you kindness. It may have been something simple, a door held open, a compliment, or a kind word when you needed it most. Kindness is like a spark. It may seem small, but it can set off a chain reaction of goodwill. What if we could be that spark? What if we chose to be kind in every situation, every encounter, even when it's difficult? Goodness. Next is goodness. Goodness isn't about being perfect. It's about choosing to do what's right, even when no one is looking. It's about making the small, everyday choices to live with integrity, to do what's just, and to stay true to your values. Goodness is like the foundation of a house. It holds everything up. Without goodness, everything else falls apart. Think about a time when you acted with goodness. It may not have been rewarded or noticed, but it made you feel good inside because you knew you were doing what was right. That's goodness. And the more we choose it, the stronger it becomes within us. Faithfulness. And then there's faithfulness. Faithfulness is what keeps us steady in a world of constant change. It's the ability to remain true to our commitments, to show up even when it's hard, to remain loyal to what and who matters most. Faithfulness is like a steady rhythm, like the beating of your heart. It doesn't waver. It doesn't falter. When you're faithful, you create trust. You become someone others can rely on. And the more faithful you are, the more you become a reflection of something greater, something eternal. Meekness. Meekness doesn't mean weakness. It's about strength under control. It's the ability to choose humility, to lead without overpowering others, to influence without arrogance. Meekness is the strength to hold your ground without forcing your way. It's like the quiet power of a river. It doesn't roar, it flows with purpose, carving its path with patience and grace. What would it look like if we practiced meekness in our daily lives? If we led with humility and responded with gentleness, even when we had the power to dominate? Temperance. Finally, we come to temperance. Temperance is about balance. It's about moderation and self-control, about knowing when to hold back and when to let go. It's the ability to enjoy the good things in life without allowing them to control us. Temperance is like a tightrope walker, walking the fine line between excess and restraint, keeping the balance with every step. What if we applied temperance in our daily lives? What if we found balance, not just in the big decisions, but in the small choices too? A journey through the heart. And so, we've come full circle. Charity, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, meekness, and temperance. 9 fruits that, if nurtured, have the power to transform not only our lives but the lives of everyone we meet. Each of these fruits comes from a place of love, from a spirit that seeks not to conquer, but to connect. Each one of them invites us to become better versions of ourselves. They challenge us to live beyond what's comfortable, to rise above our impulses, to care for others as much as we care for ourselves. Charity through the heart. Let's pause for a moment and consider what these fruits mean. Charity isn't just giving things away, it's about giving from the heart. It's about seeing someone in need and responding with genuine love and compassion. Charity is the hands that reach out to others, the eyes that see beyond surface, and the heart that loves without expecting anything in return. It's the way we show up for people, even when it's inconvenient, even when it costs us something. Joy through the heart. Then there's joy. We all know happiness. There's a fleeting joy in getting what we want, in good times, in celebrations. But true joy, that's deeper. It's that quiet, unwavering peace inside you, the kind that remains even when everything around you feels uncertain. It's the joy that comes when we stop chasing after everything else and find contentment in simply being alive, in simply being present. It's the quiet moments, like the warmth of the sun on your face after a storm, that remind you that joy doesn't come from things or circumstances. It comes from within. Peace through the heart. Peace. True peace isn't the absence of conflict, but the presence of stillness. It's like a deep breath when everything around you is chaos. Peace is the ability to stay grounded, calm, and centered, no matter what's happening around you. It's not about avoiding challenges, but about having the strength to face them without losing yourself. What would it look like if we made peace our foundation? What if we chose peace in every conversation, in every challenge, in every moment of uncertainty? Patience through the heart. And then there's patience, a virtue that's often in short supply in today's world, where everything moves at breakneck speed. But patience teaches us something profound, that things take time. Growth doesn't happen overnight, whether in us or in others. It's the ability to trust the process, to wait without frustration, knowing that everything unfolds when it's meant to. Patience is not about doing nothing, it's about being present and trusting that in the right time, things will come together. Kindness through the heart. What about kindness? We've all been touched by small acts of kindness, whether it's a smile from a stranger or someone lending a hand when you least expect it. Kindness is that spark that can ignite something beautiful in the world. It doesn't always have to be big, it's the little things, the things that cost us nothing but make a world of difference to someone else. What if we all chose to be kind, even when no one was watching? What if we lived every day with that kind of intention? Goodness through the heart. Then there's goodness. Goodness isn't about being perfect. It's about choosing to do the right thing, even when no one is around to applaud. It's integrity. It's the quiet decision to live in a way that aligns with your values, no matter how tempting it is to take shortcuts. Goodness is the foundation of everything else, it's what gives us strength, what keeps us rooted when the world wants to pull us in different directions. Faithfulness through the heart. Faithfulness is the next fruit. Faithfulness is staying committed, staying true to your promises, your relationships, and your values. It's about showing up even when it's hard, even when it requires sacrifice. It's the ability to be loyal, to stay the course, no matter how much the winds of change blow. Faithfulness builds trust, both in others and in ourselves. It creates a steady foundation that others can rely on. Meekness through the heart. Then we come to meekness. And no, meekness isn't weakness, it's power under control. Meekness is about humility, not arrogance. It's the strength to stand firm without pushing others down, the wisdom to lead without dominating. Meekness is a quiet strength that doesn't need to shout to be heard. It's the grace to lead with gentleness, to influence without force. When we practice meekness, we're not shrinking from our power, we're choosing to wield it with wisdom. Temperance through the heart. And finally, temperance. In a world that pushes us to overindulge, to chase after excess, temperance is the art of balance. It's the ability to enjoy the good things in life, whether it's food, pleasure, or success, without letting them control us. Temperance teaches us that we don't have to say yes to everything. It's about knowing when to step back, when to say no, and when to just breathe. In a world that celebrates excess, temperance reminds us that true freedom lies in moderation. Against the fruits of the Spirit, there is no law. These fruits are more than just ideals, they're practical tools for living. They don't come naturally, but when we nurture them, when we make a conscious effort to cultivate them, they become a part of who we are. They don't just change us, they transform the world around us. And here's the truth that's both simple and profound: against the fruits of the Spirit, there is no law. Concluding thoughts. Charity opens your heart to give without expecting anything in return, while joy fills you with a deep, unshakable happiness. Peace calming your souls, and patience helping you endure life's challenges with grace. Kindness gently guides your actions toward others, while goodness leads you to do what is right, no matter the cost. Faithfulness holds you steady in trust and loyalty, meekness teaches you humility, and temperance gives you the strength to control your desires. No rule can suppress love, as charity leads us to give selflessly. No regulation can hold back joy, which fills our hearts with unshakable happiness. No law can stop peace, for it calms our souls. Patience cannot be contained, as it helps us face challenges with grace. Kindness cannot be restricted, moving us to treat others gently. Goodness drives us to act with integrity, while faithfulness keeps us grounded in trust. Meekness teaches humility, and temperance empowers us to practice self-control. When we live by the fruits of the Spirit, we rise in a realm beyond earthly laws, guided by a higher law, eternal law. Living in a world by the fruits of the Spirit. Imagine a world where we all live by these fruits. What if we each committed, every day, to be more charitable, more joyful, more peaceful, more patient, more kind, more good, more faithful, more meek, and more temperate? It would be a world transformed. And it wouldn't be just a dream, it could be a reality, if we choose it. These fruits don't just grow in us, they grow through us. And when we live them, we create a ripple effect, one act of love, kindness, or patience at a time. So I leave you with this question: what would it be like if we all made the decision to nurture these fruits every day? To live from a place of love, humility, and service? The world would change in ways we can't even measure. But we can start with ourselves. And that, in turn, will change everything. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me today. We hope you feel inspired to let these fruits grow in your own life. May they be the light that guides your path, the strength that carries you through, and the love that transforms your world. Thank you for watching until the very end. Take care, and may the fruits of the Spirit continue to bless you in every moment. You don't want to miss the next video because we're going to share more wisdom with you. If the next video is already live, you can check it out next to me, right here. If you see a video here, it means the next video in the series is out. To check it out, click it. I hope you're getting a ton of value from this series so far. We'll see you in the next video, right here.